atoms move straight down through the void by their own weight, they deflect a bit in space at a quite uncertain time and in uncertain places, just enough that you could say that their motion has changed. But if they were not in the habit of swerving, they would all fall straight down through the depths of the void, like drops of rain, and no collision would occur, nor would any blow be produced among the atoms. In that case, nature would never have produced anything. But how to represent that void? Perhaps just by something circling it. And these particles falling through the rain of the universe in the abyssal void come to find themselves swerving, unknowingly, unknowably. And these swerves start moving together, some more than others. This is not chaos and not a void, but gathering movement. Just so that a direction can emerge, many directions, as the blowing particles in the void come by way of gravity and chaos to emerge as less than this simple raining abyss, forming together into these strange objects of colliding particles that gather, blowing out, blowing out, blowing out, and in, so that these objects emerge. Billions of atoms and particles bring into an agglomerated, coagulated space, moving so fast. These bits of time-space moving together, forming in the depths of space, eventually these planets of our solar systems and all solar systems. Electrons gather around nuclei of atoms, particles just barely holding together. Bacteria forms, slowing the chaos, moving together. This one sends a feeler out into the world, testing whether it should grow that direction. These expansive, living, moving things form over time, wrenched from chaos in the void to make life. But at no time does life avoid the chance occurrence.
They were like, they told me that people that had what I had, 9 out of 10 of them are paralyzed. Yeah. And then they said if it was one more higher, that I would have stopped breathing.
joined my brother in the hospital not long after he'd been admitted and broken his neck at the beach. He'd just undergone a procedure on his C6 vertebrae. The installation of a technical device that would hold his C6 and C7 vertebrae together from now on.
What happened right after?
Yeah, we hear that.
Oh, I got up. Okay, I got up and I knew that the pain was very severe. The blackness came over my right eye and I thought I had a concussion. And after that, I saw the stars flashing and I immediately walked over and laid down, only to feel like I needed to get back up to walk around again, which was not the right decision.
Why did you feel like you had to get up?
I was just very uncomfortable, incredibly uncomfortable, covered in sand.
I was interested in these MRI CAT scan images.
This is blood or sand.
Where? There's no blood.
It's sand.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like dreaded up.
These strange soundings of the body working despite all odds. Always. Always.
So what they do is they put in, if it's where the disc is, because that's where the disc is. The big body is where your disc is.
My other brother called my brother.
So if you injure the disc, or if the disc is at risk of injury, then you can change the disc and then use it so that
He was in medical
as
school.
you recover, you don't move around and injure the spinal cord.
Okay.
He tried to explain the way that
essentially there's just
this-
a big portion in the front that probably
this
got
object
taken out of
would-
whack and you just realigned it.
would hold his neck together from now on, even as his body worked below the surface.
Today I'm here in the hospital.
One of the most difficult parts about being in the hospital is its banality.
I broke my neck. They got the C6 vertebrae.
And the way you have to tell your story over and over again.
See. And they did a surgery. It was more.
The event, the total accident here in the hospital
Oh, no, not that.
Oh.
I mean,
enters our story.
did that hurt?
And our family and
No,
friends and whomever else happens to be helping us.
No,
Ideally, with my position, I kind of follow individuals from the beginning of their hospitalization all the way through, so that if there are needs that are anticipated after the hospitalization, when transitioning back home, that's kind of where I get put into play.
Yes, please. Sure, all the above.
But a brush with death
That is perfectly fine by me.
doesn't get us out of even the most basic
yeah,
of tasks.
Oh, chicken noodle will be good. Ice cream's good. Vanilla, please. Peaches sound good. No, we can pass on the yogurt. That's all right. Yeah, it's pretty good. They put me in the ER, and I told them, I said, "Hey, I'm in some serious
yourself telling your story again and again.
They said we need to get you an evaluation. And I got a CT scan, and when they came back, the doctor said, hey, you have some multiple fractures in your spinal cord. They're gonna have to do a surgery. You got a serious thing going on. And they were. So Craig and I are the only ones that actually work in hospitals at the whole company.
Right,
One of my brother's coworkers visited. They work in construction.
Well, my roommate
Building hospitals.
moved down here to take a construction job with PCI.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Breaking your neck is no joke.
Food.
Yeah, they said that.
To the best of us.
And work.
The coverage we have is going to deal with.
And the inevitable discussion
You're
of
going to have a deductible that, you know, you're going to pay $1,000 or something.
Right.
insurance.
You know, or whatever. For a gig like this, it's nothing.
Later, they even discussed some of the contracts they were still working
At
through.
the bottom, you know, like with their boogie boards and stuff, and so I was like, oh, it's deep right here.
Yeah. It wasn't.
It was like 6 inches.
Yeah.
And I jumped kind of back. Oh,
Yeah,
Did you see the?
Yeah, the jet ski.
Jet ski
You saw that?
Yeah.
Oh man, dude. Gnarly.
T-Rash.
Did you
Those
watch the
people-
whole video?
Yeah.
You watched it?
What happened to those people?
So, dude, I feel like
This is one balloon, a couple of people magazine, and some random flowers there. No, she said that I could just do that.
That's it. Real slow.
As with anything today, we begin to wonder,
I need to go visit a chiropractor for a little while after this whole thing.
questions of paranoia come in.
Yeah, I don't know if they can hear you talking in here. If we're being monitored at all times. I don't know. I know they can hear you when they turn on their intercom.
They say opiates can increase the response of paranoia as the body below the surface moves and moves. Ferocious, vital. And now supplemented by a new body. The life below the surface that persists through the falling atoms of the void. And it's this persistence I thought about my brother's body through the chaos, through his own delirium, making his way to the hospital, just as the spirits bursting apart and coming together.
People that had what I had, 9 out of 10 of them are paralyzed. Yeah. And then they said if it was one more higher, that I would have stopped breathing. You come to the conclusion that reality no longer exists. That's what you think about when you die.
Oh, yeah.
There's a whole circle you can walk here.
No, we'll be back in the hospital. Let me see.
You want to walk next?
You weren't even
I didn't
surfing.
even get in the water, dude. I went and dove in over the wave. Like, I saw the wave come in, and I dove over the wave, and the tide sucked out. Like,
Behind the wave?
well, like, came, like, there was, or no, the wave came in, and there was no water underneath the wave. Like, it was on a slope. So I was assuming there was gonna be water.
Oh, so you dove.
And I dove in and landed right on my head. And I landed like this, boom, on my head, and then rolled.
Whoa.
And I didn't feel it snap, but I got up and I stumbled like I was drunk. My arm was tingling, like it fell asleep. I started losing feeling. And I said, oh shit,
What do you think was happening?
I was gonna be paralyzed. And that was gonna be the last time that I was gonna be able to feel anything. And so I continued walking. I said, I have to walk. I have to keep going.
Right.
I can't stop.
Fuck.
I gotta just move. The more I move, the better. And then my vision, like a cloud of black, came over in my right eye. And there was stars. And I was, shit. They said that 9 out of 10 people, Mom, what did they say? 9 out of 10 people that with that injury
don't have anywhere near the movement
yeah,
that you
they
had.
were paralyzed with that one.
And
9 out of 10.
yeah, he's one vertebrae from not breathing.
These events, the accident of the Swerve, cannot be accounted for. And out of what does ether feed the stars? For lapsed years and infinite age must else have eat all shapes of mortal stock away, but be it the long ago contained those germs, by which this sum of things recruited lives, those same infallibly can never die, nor nothing to nothing evermore return.